He eventually makes his way to the Bahamas, and you'll find out why. And he goes to breakfast at a place in Grand Bahama Island called Aunt Lucy's. Aunt Lucy's turns out to be a typical West End two-room house, riotous with color. Blue, red, yellow, and I think I recall green shutters. Breakfast is served in her backyard by Aunt Lucy herself, a large and affable native woman of about 40. We're shaded by a giant banyan tree and seated around what looks like it might be a chunk of floorboard from one of those wrecked Coast Guard patrol boats. A pair of badly scarred sawhorses serves as precarious supporting legs. The table surface and chairs are covered with red, white, and black checkered oilcloth, firmly affixed with large roofing nails. Entertainment is provided by a family of 6 pink piglets, constantly squealing with delight as they scurry back and forth along a trench they have rooted out beneath the wooden fence separating Aunt Lucy's backyard with that of her neighbors. For no apparent reason, one moment they favor Aunt Lucy's side of the fence, the next moment they scurry back to the other side. Their apparent indecision ends the instant the first plate of food arrives. All the little piglets flock to our side and circle beneath the table, snouts skyward, in anxious anticipation of clean-up privileges. Rebecca is perfectly correct. The food is delicious. Something called chicken soup, bread so thick. And then he wants to get to Nassau because he thinks he is in love with Elena Masnick. This is the woman that he has rescued after she blew up Cuba. And so they drink several bottles of rum, and his rescuers here announce that they will take him to Nassau. And he says, my heart leaps at this. Nassau, Elena. Finally. This is entitled The Chase. They're in the West End. He is with the woman that he discovers that he really loves. It's a very torrid affair. A woman that he spends the rest of his life with. But they're after him. They need to kill him. They want to kill him desperately. The RCMP need to kill him. The FBI need him, and the Soviets are after him, and you'll find out why. So he is in the West End, and here's what happens. Rapid pounding on the door and a loud whisper rouses us from deep sleep. Captain Eager, Miss Valentine, open the door quick. It's a frantic Lucy. Heart leaping, I throw open the door and she bursts in, breathless. There's 2 men looking for you, she gasps. They've got guns, fancy suits, pounding on the door, saying you's bad people, gonna be arrested. I don't like the look of them. I ask them what you done wrong, and they just give me the evil eye. One of them called me a nigger. Get out of the way, nigger, he say. It's only 8 days since we mailed our plan and our hopes to Chris, as he betrayed us. Oh, dear God, please not Chris. How far away are they, I ask? How much time do we have? About 10, maybe 15 minutes. They's pounding on doors, asking people where you is, but no one's telling them. Captain Eager, you gots to get Miss Valentine on your Linda boat. Get quick to Abaco. Quickly we dress, gather my wallet, our passports and other papers, and kiss Lucy thank you as we race out the door, leap on our bicycles and make a dash for the docks and our boat. We throw off the Linda's lines as quickly as possible and as quietly. But there is no muffling the sound of our engine as it roars to life, and we slowly back away from the wharf and turn east towards little Abaco Island. I reach beneath the dashboard, grope for the gun, rip it from its tape fastening, and place it on the seat next to me. There is no warning. The gunboat comes out of nowhere. From its darkened lair, the predator springs at its helpless prey. Full throttle aimed directly at us, looming huge and black and deadly. The Linda almost leaps out of the water as I ram the throttle forward, spin the wheel left. I don't see enemy faces, only a steel hull tearing past, less than a yard away. I aim for the narrow channel leading out of the harbor, swerving hard to the left to avoid a jagged coral rock that guards the entrance. I'm running without lights, hoping against hope that our pursuer will lose us in the dark, or better yet, run aground in the coral or one of the sandbars that pepper the area. I've taken this route many times in the past months, but in the dark at full speed, I hold our lives in my hands and my memory. One wrong turn, one forgotten obstacle, and this speed we are surely sharp. By the time our attacker spins around and its captain gets his bearings, we are safely out of the harbor, 200 or 300 yards in the lead, but my heart sinks. I realize we don't stand a chance. A powerful searchlight snaps on, roams the ocean, and picks out our mahogany hull, whose reflection shines like a beacon in the night. As we round the northwesternmost tip of the island, gunfire rakes the ocean just to our right. Get down, I scream, hang on. Desperately, I jerk Linda to the right, then the left, trying to confuse the gunman who draws ever closer. The searchlight loses us for a moment or two and the gunfire ceases. I am now well away from the shore, heading directly west towards the Florida coast, but I know we have no hope of reaching it alive. From time to time, by veering slightly left and then right, I am able to escape for moments from the searchlight's beam, but steadily the gunboat gains on us. Death is closing in. The Linda may have been able to outrun patrol boats made 20 years ago, but it's no match for post-war engines that obviously power this sleek, stalking machine moving in for the kill. There's another hail of bullets, several of which I feel thudding into our stern. We are in the ghostly finger of light for a moment, then out, but we cannot escape it. We have only one chance. Without warning, I suddenly spin the Linda 180 degrees and head directly back towards Ranbaugh Island. The attacker is confused at first, and the gap between us once again widens to several hundred yards. The other captain obviously knows his business well because it takes only a few seconds for the spotlight to find us again. I am now weaving wildly to avoid the gunfire, but a burst sends splinters off the bow just to my left. Valentina, who has been silent to this moment, screams. "Are you all right?" I yell at the top of my voice. But the high-pitched roar of the engines, ours and those from the boat that is now perilously close behind, make it impossible for me to hear her reply. I can only hope and pray. And then I see it, there off our port bow, the light guarding Dead Man's Reef. I try pushing the throttle even further forward, urging every last ounce of power from Linda's aging pistons and take dead aim at the light. Like a shark closing in for the kill, the gunboat follows ever closer on our tail. They've stopped shooting. Their intent is clear. They're going to run us down. Can we make it? Closer, closer, closer. I suddenly realize I am screaming at the top of my lungs. No, no, not this time. You bastards, you're not going to get us this time. Closer, closer, now! With the deadly reef less than 10 yards away, I yank Linda's wheel hard right. Have I gauged it correct? The stern swings completely around, a propeller pops out of the water only inches from destruction. Too late! The gunboat captain realizes his mistake and pays for it with his life. Thank you very much. That's just a